Hello dear students, welcome back to the science class. In our last class we have studied about different methods or different ways by which we can deal some of the emergency situations like cuts or wounds, then fractures, sprains, nosebleeds, etc. So we will today again continue with some more accident case like burns, fire, etc. And we will study how we can give first aid to someone who is affected by some burns or some other accidents. First, we will start with the burns. And you know that burn, it's very painful. Okay, even if the burn is very small or minor, it will be very painful. And this burns can be caused by some boiling water or some hot objects, then firecrackers, and maybe some by chemicals. First we will discuss about the minor burns. And already I told that the minor burns, if minor means small, even if the burn is very small, it will be very painful. But minor burns, it can be treated at the home itself. So let us see how we can deal with a minor burn. So the first step is to allow running water over the burned part until the pain reduces. So first one is to allow the running water over the burned part. And second is you can apply a antiseptic lotion or cream over the burned part. Okay, if this antiseptic lotion isn't available, you can use a paste of baking soda and water. Okay, so you can either use antiseptic cream or a paste of baking soda and water. Okay, so you can deal this minor burns very easily. Okay, how? First is to allow some running water over the burned part, and you can either use an antiseptic cream or a paste of baking soda and water. So next one is some severe burns. If the burn is a little bit severe, sometimes the blisters may form, isn't it? And you should not break these blisters, or you should not prick these blisters. If you prick these blisters may break and it will be like an open wound. And if there is a wound, what happens? The germs may enter the wound through these open blisters or these wounds. Okay, so you should not break the blisters or prick the blisters. So now let's see what are the steps of first aid for a severe burn. The first one is you should cover the burned part using some sterile gauze or clean cloth to avoid dust and other germs. Okay, do you know what is sterile gauze? The cotton bandage that is very loose and it is clean. Okay, so the white bandage which we use to cover the wounds, that is sterile gauze. And second is, if the victim is in a state of shock, you can give him some warm drink. Okay, so to get rid of the shock. And if the patient is in unconscious condition, you should not give any liquid to him. Okay, and third is that you can cover the burn part using a cloth, that a clean cloth that is dipped in a solution of baking soda and water, or a paste of baking soda and water. So just remember that this baking soda, a paste of baking soda and water is very good for a burn part. Okay, and finally the fourth one is you should surely contact a doctor. Okay, so I will repeat again. First step, you can cover the burn part. What we are discussing now, severe burns. So for severe burns, you can cover the wound or cover the burn part by using a clean cloth or a sterile gauze. Second is that if the victim is in a state of shock, you can give him some warm drink. And third is you can also use a cloth that is dipped in paste of baking soda and water to cover the wound. And finally you should contact the doctor. Now we can see what we can do for chemical burns. Do you know that some chemicals, usually like acids, hydrochloric acid or nitric acid or formic acid, they cause burn to our skin. How you can treat a chemical burn? The first step is that you should wash away all the chemicals from the burn part and also remove the clothing from the burned part. Then second is that you can use a sterile gauze to cover it, and you should contact a doctor immediately. Okay, so you should be always careful by dealing with the objects that are hot and some other chemicals, so you can avoid these burns. And what you should do is that if a burn is happened, it's important that you should cover the burn part with a sterile gauze, and if the burn is severe, you should contact the doctor immediately. That's the important thing. And you should try to use running water over the burn part. Next one, that is fire. Okay, firefighting. How you can deal with a fire? Okay, our building is on fire. What you can do? The first step is that you should call or you should inform the fire station immediately. Okay, if it is caused by some petrol or some diesel or some fuels like that, you should not throw water on it. Why? Because this fuels or this petrol is lighter than the water, and something that is lighter than the water, it will float on the water. So what happens? If we throw water on this fire which is caused by petrol or diesel, this petrol and diesel, since it is lighter than water, it will float on the water and this fire will continue. Okay, so how you can stop or put off this fire caused by petrol or diesel? You should throw sand or mud on it and you should try to put off the fire. So it's very important. So you should not throw water on the fire that is caused by fuels like petrol, diesel, etc. So now we can see what we can do if a person catches fire. The first thing is that you should not allow him to run everywhere, because it will increase the fire. So if a person catches fire, you should not allow him to run everywhere. Okay. And second is that you should make him to roll on the ground, and it will decrease the fire and it will stop the fire. And third is that you can cover the person with a thick blanket and it will stop the fire. Okay, you know that the fire, it requires oxygen for burning. So covering a person by a thick blanket will also stop the fire. Next is, if the fire, if it is caused by some electric device or some electric, if it is caused from some electric wires, what you can do? You should not throw or you should not put water on the fire that is caused by some electric devices or electric wires, because electrocution, that is severe injury by electric shock. Okay, so you should not throw water on it because it may cause some electric shocks. Through the water, the electric current will pass and you may get electric shocks. And first thing is that you should switch off the main switch, and second is either you should put off the fire by using some sand or mud, or you can use some fire extinguishers like nitrogen. Okay, so we have today discussed about the situations like burns and fires, and in our next class there are few more to discuss, like animal bites, snake bites, etc. and those things we will discuss in our next class. And thank you all.